he starts banging and banging and banging at my partition. And I just went, and I'm thinking in my mind, this is how I'm going to die? After all I've been through to get here, to respect my grandma, this is how I'm going to die, by this log? I'm like, and I started just holding my horn down as much as I could. Suddenly, a voice came out of nowhere. It came from within my soul, like a guardian angel. And I felt this ultimate divine presence. It came over me. It came from inside of me, which is the strange part. Because my whole life, my whole 30 years of my life, I never heard this voice before, ever. In 30 years, I never heard this voice ever. And this beautiful guardian angel came from inside me, and it like spread its wings over me and said, with the most beautiful, glorious, divine voice I've ever heard, if you go up right now, you will die. On the gas pedal, so fast, with the quickness, I floored it to Arbor Vita in like 2 seconds. The guy freaks out. There's a stop sign up ahead, and I'm going like, up in it to 70 towards Arbor Vita. The guy freaks out in the back. He starts opening his door. I see cars up ahead, and I'm like, oh, thank God. So I make a right turn. I'm heading to this gas station that I knew was open 24 hours. I swung around. There were cars coming at me at this point. I made a right turn on Arbor Vita, started heading. I see some headlights coming towards me. And meanwhile, the guy in the back seat, I had rolled down my window to try to make contact with the cars coming at me like this, waving my arm, trying to get their attention to tell them something was wrong. I knew instantly, and out of my instinct, that there was not going to be enough time for me to get rid of this lug in the back seat of my cab and to inform these people approaching me of what was going on in my cab. There was not enough time. So what I did was I kept my foot on the gas pedal. As I'm waving out the window, the guy, the lug in my back seat, starts opening his door and starts trying to hook my arm with something. He is trying to hook my arm like some kind of rope that he may have strangled me with. He's like, he's swinging a rope at my arm, trying to hook my arm and shit. I'm like, so I kept my gas on I just kept thinking of my destination to get to that gas station. And so I started driving a little bit. You know how there's like yellow lines? And at this point, I'm driving eastbound on Arbor Vita. I've got to cross the 405 to get to the gas station on the other side of the 405. Thank God I had green lights, or I may not be even speaking this beautiful monologue recommended by my coach, my acting coach, Kurt McGreen. The guy's trying to hook my arm, right? And the people who are passing me, there was like maybe 2 or 3 cars, they knew something was wrong because they saw both doors swinging open at the same time. And they saw the guy trying to hook my arm with something, so they knew something was wrong. But as I'm driving, one thing that people should learn is that if anybody tries to do that to them, I drove over the yellow line and into the oncoming traffic. Not very much, just a little, just to kind of swing my tail into the oncoming traffic to let them know, to get their attention, to let them know that something was going on. So I did that, and I'm swinging my tail into the oncoming traffic, and the 2 or 3 cars that are coming towards me all see me trying to wave to them, in a mass panic, and he's trying to hook my arm with like some kind of rope out the back door, and he's just screaming at me this whole time, like, bitch, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm gonna so fucking kill you. And he's trying to catch my arm, and I'm just going, the whole time, you know, for thinking this guy's getting this lug, this 2-bit lug that I picked on Century Boulevard in, you know, near LAX in Los Angeles is gonna take my life from me. I'm like, no way, man. My life is, I've been through way too much to let this lug take my life, right? So I'm just like, after I made that right turn and I see green lights, thank God Almighty, I see green lights. I'm going 70 with the gas pedal towards going east on Arbor Vita towards the 24-hour AM PM. Yeah, you better believe it. Thank God I had green lights the whole way. So I fly over the 405 going like 70 on AM PM. I'm like, who cares about the speed limit? If I am so blessed to get a policeman right now, thank God Almighty. So I'm going 70 eastbound on Arbor Vita, fly over the 405, literally, and I get to the AM PM. I swing in super sharp with a giant fishtail. I pull right up to the guy who's, you know, the cashier guy, and the guy in the back seat just opens his door. He takes off running. Thank God, he's watching out for me. As the gas station attendant, the guy at AMPM, is watching the whole thing. The guy takes off. As soon as he takes off running, I immediately, he goes, his last words were, I'm gonna remember you, bitch. He's facing me. He goes, I'm gonna remember you, bitch. I get on the passenger radio, watching, making eye contact with the guy, the gas station attendant. I get on my CB radio and I said, emergency, send out to all the cab drivers that there is a man in a plaid shirt who looks like Brad Pitt and Too Young to Die in a rough, you know, scruffy look, who's over at Arbor Vita and the 405 freeway is trying to rob cab drivers. And they're like, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? And they said, we know already, because those oncoming passengers had already called the police. They said, are you all right? We just found out. The oncoming passengers had already called the police. Thank God. So my main concern was my safety and that he didn't come back. So I got myself together and I said, just hold your breath until you get to the taxi holding line at LAX, because I knew that there were tons of security guards at LAX and I would be okay if I made it to LAX. So I told my inner heart, said, hold your breath and wait until you get to the LAX holding line. So I calmly and logically and sophisticatedly rolled up my windows, locked my doors, and drove calmly to LAX. And once I got to LAX, I got on my radio and I explained the whole story. And I was surrounded by hundreds of other cab drivers. And at that point, I knew I was safe. And this is why, one of the reasons